Hey gearheads, if you wouldn't mind, do us a huge favor. Hit that subscribe button, ring the bell down below so that you don't miss a future video review from us.
And if you want to know more about what we're into or what we're driving, some behind the scenes stuff, check us out on Facebook and Instagram at GT Garage Talk, and everything is at gtgaragetalk.com.
Hey gearheads, let me introduce you to Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. It's just naughty. Oh, those crackles. Civilized when you need it to be, naughty when you want it to be. Meet the 2019 Mercedes-Benz AMG GT 63. This is actually a used one loaned to us by our friends over at Mercedes-Benz of Tyler. It's actually Mercedes-Benz certified pre-owned. So if you want to get this one, you can, and they do nationwide delivery. So check them out, link to their website in the description below. But this thing is nuts. This car is naughty. It definitely is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, because when you're in comfort, you would not know what all is on tap. When you go to Sport Plus, it changes dramatically. The feel of it, the sound of it, it becomes just a visceral machine. I love it. I need one of these in my life. And apparently so does my 3-year-old son.
Daddy, I want it.
You want this one?
Yeah.
I called it Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde because in comfort mode, it is completely civilized and can take you around town and be your daily driver, no problem. Setting off. Again, I've got it in comfort mode now, and it's just surprising. The performance capabilities of this vehicle should not allow it to be as smooth as it is as a daily driver. It is one owner, and you can actually find out all you need to know about it on Carfax or with our friends over at vehiclehistory.com. Just drop that VIN number in and it'll tell you the entire service history and everything you need to know about this vehicle. And you can even go into the details of this model, what options were available, what packages were available. And you will find out that 2019 was actually the first year they made this 4-door version of the AMG GT. So this is actually the 4th year of AMG's GT line, but the first year you can actually get a usable back seat in it. And I say usable because I have driven my wife around the neighborhood as she rode right behind me just to see exactly what it would be like. The visibility with the sloping coupe-like roofline is a little tight, but for a full-size grown adult, you can ride back there in comfort. And this is a 2+2. So you've got 2 seats back there to chauffeur your rear seat passengers in style. And they, of course, get these red seat belts like the front seat passengers do as well. We're in East Texas on a back country road that is a little rough. I can hear that the road is rougher. I can't really feel it in my spine. So a lot of performance vehicles that have this kind of capability, you can feel it in your spine driving over bumpy roads. This, not so much. It's quite comfortable and compliant and plush and very comfortable in comfort mode. It's not floaty by any means over these bumps. There was a bigger hole. You knew you were hitting a hole in the road, but again, it doesn't just jar you. It does not echo up your entire spine as you go over bumps in this. with room enough in the back for 2 additional occupants back there and 1 up front with you. This is a 4-seat coupe with 4 real doors. Surprisingly, as a GT car, this has plenty of room in the back for rear seat passengers as well. It's a 2+2 configuration. Sitting behind my 510 self, I've still got plenty of room before hitting the back of this performance seat. And back here you'll find vents, 2 USB chargers, and a nice place to lay your phones while they're charging. As a grand tourer, you're going to be taking this on beautiful winding driving roads and on vacation. And to that end, you need space. And this thing has it in spades under its power-operated rear liftgate. Yes, underneath that power-actuated rear wing that deploys as directed by the driver input, both on the throttle and the controls on the dash, is a very cavernous rear cargo space that, again, is power-operated. But when it comes to putting this in Sport or Sport Plus, it changes into an entirely different animal. That exhaust. Oh my goodness, and you can hear the whoosh of the turbos underneath that hood. It is something else. Those downshifts are oh, I can't explain just how good they sound. Guys, that exhaust note, the sound of the turbos under the hood, oh, this thing is nuts. I'm clearly going to say Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, very much. This thing, whew, I'm not going to want to have to give this one back. It is too much fun, and that sound. The Sport exhaust opens up and lets you know that there is something special lurking underneath this hood. It has a handcrafted 4-liter V8 BiTurbo under the hood, attached to a 9-speed automatic transmission and 4MATIC 4-wheel drive. So traction gets put down everywhere, and you'll need it for the 577 horsepower underneath your right foot. It is amazing, and 590 pound-feet of torque. This is the same powertrain setup, essentially, that we tested in the G-Wagon just a few weeks ago. It has a little bit less torque, but it has so much less weight to carry. We loved it in that heavy box of a vehicle that aerodynamics and, and physics be darned was a blast unto itself. This thing is purpose-built for fun and speed. And when you remove all that extra weight, because it's a sports sedan, sports hatch, really, it makes this thing a lot of fun. Found a parking garage during the day just to show you some of the cool lighting features. I believe Mercedes has got the interior ambient lighting figured out. This thing is gorgeous. So we've got ocean blue, purple sky, red moon, fire red, dawn blue, sun yellow, jungle green, glacier blue, color flash. What is this one? Color mix. So I'm gonna go, obviously, with fire red. You can let me know down in the comments which one is your favorite. So you can see here, the cameras in this are amazing. You put it in reverse and you get this rear view camera from the rear bumper, and you can actually see your license plate and the rear bumper, so you know exactly if you're getting too close to things. You've got this red line telling you to stop with my parking stop, but you've got dynamic lines for your rear tires and your front tires. Same with your bird's eye view. You've got a wide shot of that rear bumper. You've got bird's eye with clear shots of your front and rear tires, so if you're in a narrow parking space, that would be great there. Your front camera with bird's eye and a wide angle front. This one right here is actually the self-parking, but we're not going to do that here. Just wanted to show you some of the cameras that are built into this. I'm going to put it in park with this button here. Your gear selector takes a little getting used to, but nice leather and metal wrapped. And you've got all your drive mode selections, your volume toggle here. You've got auto start stop, which is currently turned off. You've got the button for the rear wing that you can manually control and see flip up in your rear view back there. And you can hold it and put it down. You've got your different exhaust modes, which as you put it in sport, it definitely lets you know about it. Down here, traction control, your springs, your gears, and then kind of your preset for drive modes right here. Right now we're in comfort. You can also access that from the dial here on the steering wheel. So we've got sport. You can see all the features it changes. It puts your dampers in sport, things like that. And then Sport Plus gives you that powerful exhaust, AMG dynamics in the suspension. And then over here, and right down here, you can actually put it in manual mode so that you can use these gorgeously tactile paddle shifters. And they are metal, but just a very satisfying click to both of them. So in front of me, not only do I have this beautiful digital gauge cluster, but I also have a heads-up display that is very clear and concise in front of me. Right now, I see my directional heading, my current speed, the posted speed limit, and the fact that I've got lane keep assist turned on. So all the pertinent information I need right there in front of me. If I had a navigation destination in mind, it would tell me the necessary information for navigating, but very, very useful heads-up display. So going to the interior of this, it is well put together. The tactile feel of everything in here is on point. So I mentioned the paddle shifters and the click and the fact that they're metal. That's just the starting point. Everything you touch in here, the volume control has got a nice click to it. The window switches have a nice satisfying click, and you can tell they are of higher quality. This has soft closed doors so that you don't have to slam the doors when you're getting in and out. It is very posh and plush. This has the advanced AMG sport seats, which have amazing bolsters built into them. And you've got the suede Alcantara in the middle of them as well, and very comfortable. You've got adjustable thigh support for you taller folks that need just a little bit extra leg support as you're sitting in your vehicle. Me at 5'10", not an issue. Looking at the steering wheel, we've got suede Alcantara on the touch points at your main grips on the side. You've got carbon fiber accents and your leather strip to denote top dead center. You've got carbon fiber and metal everywhere you look in here. All your switches here for your air conditioning and your menus. You've got a carbon fiber panel hiding your cup holders and your wireless charger back here that closes on its own. The touchpad is perhaps not my favorite interface when using infotainment. I would prefer a touchscreen, but this keeps you from having to fingerprint up your beautiful glossy touchscreen up here. So there is that. And we already touched on the gear selector. It takes a little getting used to. You have to pull it all the way back to engage drive, but it's got leather covering on it, metal on the sides, and then we already touched on all the controls here on either side of the gear selector. And I just love that there isn't a single blank one. But these are all screens, so they adjust as you adjust the setting on the vehicle. Going back to these seats, so you can actually go into the infotainment system, and there are a lot of customizable options on this vehicle. Interestingly enough, I did mention this is the first year that they made the four-door AMG GT. You get an E-Class on the dash, so that's interesting. You would expect the vehicle you're sitting in. So slight oversight there, but you can go into all your controls here. The seats, your driver's seat, passenger seat, you can adjust the lumbar, side bolsters, lateral support, and the cushions. You can adjust that from here, or the controls on the side for your memory and just the placement in the vehicle. And it's got seat heating as well. So these do not have cooled seats, but that's okay. No massage on it either. The soundtrack on this car, why you would even have a stereo is beyond me. That being said, the stereo is amazing, but I am enjoying the acoustics from this V8 BiTurbo. Oh, it's intoxicating what this thing sounds like. It is well balanced and so much fun. It sounds so good. And as its name implies, it is a GT or Grand Tourer. So I brought it out to my favorite driving roads out here at beautiful Lake Tyler in Tyler, Texas. And there are plenty of curvy, twisty roads all around Lake Tyler. It is just too good. The turn-in is precise. Look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. Oh, yes. It is a blast on the twisty roads. Oh, it holds the corners so well. My goodness. Look at this, look at this. A hero going around the corner, my goodness. Oh, and it pulls out of the corners. It handles elevation changes, and oh my goodness. Look at it, look at it, look at it. Hit that apex, yes. Ah. Ah. I love this thing. Where has this been all my life? The sport tuning, as you go into Sport Plus, the turn-in is perfect. It goes where you point it. Look at that. These seats hold you as you do that. The whole package of this, as smitten as we were with that AMG G63, it was still a box on wheels. You put that power plant in this with lightweight and its proper low center of gravity and road hugging nature with just perfect aerodynamics and weight distribution. My gosh, yes please, I want more of this. And it is just a blast of a Grand Tourer. The overall package of this car is impressive, and I want one in my life on the daily. This thing is so much fun. And the brakes. Oh my goodness. Yes. All right, gearheads. So that's where I leave you. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. This thing is a blast. I want one in my life right now on the daily. It is so addictive, the sound from that V8 biturbo under the hood. If you want to know more about what we're driving, go on and find us on Facebook and on Instagram, both at GT Garage Talk. If you want to listen to some behind the scenes and some interviews from interesting people in the automotive industry, go find us at gtgaragetalk.com and listen to our podcast. You'll also find links to everything else we're doing, including the Unlikely Heroes car show coming up this October here in Tyler, Texas. A car show unlike any other. You won't want to miss it. Do us a huge favor to allow us to keep driving crazy vehicles like this. Go on and hit that subscribe button down below. Help us get to 1,000 subscribers, and we will reveal Matt's Subaru Impreza that he's already modified. And we'll see just what he's done to it and how crazy it is. And hit a like on this video if you liked it. Let us know. Hit me up in the comments. What interior color would you want? What exterior color would you want? What options would you take on this thing? Let us know exactly what you think of this 4-door coupe insane beast of a monster from a Mercedes. And until next time, bye. It's hot, y'all. Getting a little hot under the collar. This is a spectacular vehicle that I would love to get on a proper track.